Hey there, this is Peyton here with Profit Daylight, and on this video, I want to talk to you about the divider widget or elements inside of Elementor. So let me just go ahead and create a new post, and I am going to go ahead and edit it with Elementor immediately. And once inside of Elementor, what I'm going to do is to add from the starter templates. If you recall on a previous video, I had installed a starter template. So let me just exit out from here. What I want to do here is talk about this widget on the left, the divider. So I'm going over to my starter templates. I go to blocks, and I'm going to look for a block that already has a divider, and we're going to go from there. So by scrolling down here, I will try to find one. This one looks like it has a divider. So I'm just going to go ahead and import the block. It says that it's imported. And now I can see that here I have a divider. If I click on it, it says edit divider. And there are 3 tabs as usual: content, style, and advanced. Underneath content, I can see that the style of this divider is solid. I have other styles that I can choose, and it has a width of 100, alignment. Doesn't necessarily specify if it's in the center or on the left, on the right. I guess I have to click on it. And add element, I can add a text, I can add an icon. If I come over to my style properties tab, I have other options here. I can see that the color of the line is that one there. BD color, hex color. I have a weight of 1, gap of 10, and under advanced, we usually leave that one out. The properties under advanced are the ones that we have covered on previous videos. So you can watch other videos here on my channel. They're pretty much the same properties. So what I'm going to do here is this. I am going to duplicate this section so that we can see the change from one style to the other. I'm going to leave this one just as is. And I'm going to come here under this new section. What I'm going to do is just change the color. So I come under style. It is already under classic, background type classic. So I'm just going to go ahead and change it to something else. Let me just put it a little darker so that we can see the changes. I think it's good there. And now I'm going to make some changes on this divider. So it's pretty simple. What I'm going to do here is just select one of these here. I'm just going to go for this one, curly, so you can see it has changed based on the first one. I'm going to leave the width to 100, but you can change it. You can modify it. And by putting it, let's say for 50%, there is where you will see that you can align it to the center or to your right or to your left. But let's leave it for 100. So I'm just going to select the number and hit my space bar and leave it how it was. Now I come to the other part here, which is add element. It doesn't have any element. I'm going to add a text, and it opens up another feature where I can type something. So let me just go ahead and type something like subscribe below. Okay, so you cannot see it well because the color needs to change. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to my style property, and I'm going to compare the style of this line or the options below the style in this with this divider and this one. So with this divider, remember that the style was solid. So if I come over to style, I only have the color and the weight, and that's it. But on this one here, since I chose another one, I chose curly, This curly style has other options underneath divider. So it has color, it has size, it has amount. You don't see those other options with this divider. So that means that based on which divider you choose, you're probably going to get some options for one, and you will not get the same options for another one. So I am just going to play up with the options here. Color, let me just go ahead and change the color. And by the way, come back inside here. And by the way, yep, I'm just change the color. I'm going to choose one of my custom colors, which I have already established underneath here. You can check on the videos for global colors. I come to the top left corner, then site settings, and from there I can enable global colors. You can watch the video that is popping up here above on the top part. So what I'm going to do here is to choose one of my global colors. I hit this globe here and I am going to just put Tiffany blue as the color, and let's see if there is any changes. Weight and size. So far I don't see any change in the color. Okay, there you go. I don't know for which reason it did not change immediately, but anyway, so the weight is, I put 3.2. I can increase the weight and obviously you will see the changes. Let me just put like 2. So the weight is going to be 2. That will define how thick the divider is. Size is going to change it to, you want it bigger, you want it smaller. And amount, how many curls or curves or whatever style that you shows it has. I'm just going to move it to my right, and as you can see, it has less. Here it has more. So you can actually play with the options. We still can't see the colors of the text pretty too well. All right, so another thing I want to show you here, if I come back over to this divider, I'm under style. I don't see text here. And the reason I don't see text is just because the add element is none. So whenever you choose text, then you will get what I'm getting here on this one below. I have chosen text here. I have chosen text here. It's enable, and that is why underneath style, I can then have options to modify text. All right, so I'm right here back under style, and gap is the gap between the first element and the second element. First element is a text box. The second element is also apparently, is an icon list. The first one is a text editor. We already saw the text editor element on a previous video. The second one here is an icon list. So the gap will be the space between the text editor and the icon list. So I'm just going to select my divider again, and I'm going to change the gap. As you can see, it increases the space between the icon list and the text editor. So now let's go down to text, and we can modify the color of the text. Let me just choose my global color, and I have chosen this color I had in my global. I can change it if I wish, or I can eliminate it by just touching the globe or by just touching the color and clearing it with this arrow, touching that arrow. Now I can choose another color if I wanted perhaps a yellow. I will leave it on that yellow. And I can also, under here, text, typography. I can choose the typography that I want. In this case, let me just go ahead and randomly select anyone here, or I can come to the globe and select the ones I have in my global fonts. So from all of those there, let me just go ahead and select this one, and I can choose the weight, or I can continue choosing options. You transform. Let's say I wanted everything uppercase, so it's uppercase now, or lowercase, everything lowercase, or just the first letter in capital letter. So as you can see that you have options to change the typography and position, if you want it in the center, if you want it on the left, or if you want it on the right, and spacing, the amount of space that you will have between the text and the divider. So if I put it in the middle and I increase the space here, it's going to have less space. If I send it over to my left or decrease it, it's going to have less space. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Well, I'm going to duplicate it. And I am going to change the color again. So the color will be this color. And what I'm going to do, I am going to come over to content divider, and I'm going to change the icon. So instead of add element text, I will select add element icon. So as you can see, the icon has been placed there. I can come into my icon library and select whatever I wanted. Let me just put this, anything here. The taxi is okay, insert. And now underneath style, instead of text, I will have icon because I have chosen that the element for this divider will be an icon. And is the same. I can change the color and the width, the size, all of that. I can even change the line here if I wanted. I put something else, squared, and I come to the divider, and it also has options for that. Let's just go down to icon, and under icon, it says view default, stack, and frame. So right now, view is the default. So let me just select stack and see what happens. So the icon gets another, it looks different now, and frame. So let's put it under stack. What I'm going to do here is just play with the size, see what happens. And pattern, I can put some pattern around the view, around the icon that I have chosen, whichever way you want, like very little pattern, or you can increase the pattern, whichever way you wish is better. Primary color, secondary color. Let's choose a color, a primary color, and see what happens. So you can see what's happening when I choose a primary color. And let's see what the secondary color will be. Secondary color, it changes the color of the icon. Maybe you want to put the color of the icon to be the same as the color of the line. In that case, what you will do is come to your global color, since I already have it on my global colors, and just put Tiffany blue. And let me just go ahead and change the background color, something a little darker. Or maybe just eliminate it altogether. It all depends what you want. And position is the same if I want it on the left or on the right or in the center. The space between is actually the same as text. Border radius, and I put a border around the radius of the icon. Yes, I can. Can I rotate it? Oh, I can rotate it too. Pretty cool, eh? I rotated the icon. So let's see what happens if I put frame. It's pretty much the same options down here. And I can also play with that. Rotate if I wish, border radius. So those are the options for dividers. A pretty cool feature. You can make your website a little more pretty, add in a divider. And that's all there is to it. On this video, what we did, we saw how the divider widget or element works. This is Peyton with Profit Daylight. If you feel this video has been informative, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I will greatly appreciate that. I wish you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching my video.